Hi everybody, it's a nice day, so I thought we'd try maybe some stories outside. So you may hear a lot of other sounds. That's okay. Hello, hello, let's sing hello, hello to all our friends. Hello, hello, let's sing hello, I'm glad we're here again. And now I'm going to drum hello. I have a drum in my lap, but you could drum right on your lap, or you could just clap your hands. Hello, hello, let's drum hello, hello to all our friends. Hello, hello, let's drum hello, I'm glad we're here again. And maybe wiggle. Hello, hello, let's wiggle hello, hello to all our friends. Hello, hello, let's wiggle hello, I'm glad we're here again. So today I thought I'd do an outdoor story, and I know some of you have heard this before, but I'm going to do the story of Jumping Mouse. And Jumping Mouse is from some of the Plains nations who live out west, and it's a story of a mouse, or of a being who goes through a big transformation. So that means they start out as one thing, and then they change and end up as something else. So it's a magical story, kind of a pretend story, and it starts in the world of mice. So when you hear me doing this, tapping on the drum, that's the little mice all running around. And there were a bunch of mice, and they were all scurrying, and they were gathering grains and things to store for winter, which is a really important thing to do so you have food. And as they were busy scurrying and scattering around and grabbing things, one little mouse heard something. He heard a different sound, and he thought, "What is that sound?" And he ran up to another mouse. "Do you hear a roaring in your ears, Sister Mouse?" And she said, "No, I don't hear anything. I'm busy working." "Go away." She went right back to work. He still heard that, and he ran up to another mouse and asked the same question. "Do you hear a roaring in your ears?" But every other mouse said, "No, I don't hear anything, and I have work to do." So Jumping Mouse, should call him Mouse, ran back to his work as well. And the next day he heard it again. "What is that sound?" So he started to follow the sound, since no one else seemed to know what it was. And he walked down the path, and as he walked down the path, someone said hello. "Hello, little brother, what are you doing out here, away from your home?" It was Brother Raccoon. And Brother Raccoon looked at the little mouse, and the little mouse said, "Well, I hear a roaring in my ears, and I don't know what it is." "Oh," said Raccoon, "what you hear is the river. Come with me, and I will show you the river." So Raccoon and Mouse walked to the river, and there it was, all that water going fast over the rocks and moving along, and it was a loud roaring sound. Brother Raccoon said, "Let me introduce you to someone," when all of a sudden there was, Sister Frog hopped right out of the river. "Hello," she said, "and who is this?" Raccoon said, "Oh, this is Brother Mouse. He has heard the river and wanted to know about it." And then Brother Raccoon left him there with Sister Frog, and off he went. And Sister Frog was with him and said, "Oh, the river is a really wonderful place. And I live both in the river, and then I can come out of the river when I'm older." Oh, we know that about frogs, don't we? They start off as pollywogs or tadpoles in the water, and then when they grow up, they're able to hop out of the water and live on land. So Frog explained about the river to Mouse, and she said, "If you really want to see something, crouch down as low as you can and jump up as high as you can." And so the mouse got down really low and then jumped up as high as he could, and he saw over past the river the beautiful sacred mountains. And he couldn't believe it. And then he fell and he splashed right into the water. And he got out of the water and shook it all off, and he was angry. And he said to the frog, "Why did you tell me to do that? I am all wet." And she said, "Yes, but what did you see?" "Oh, I did see something. I saw the beautiful mountains in the distance. I would love to see those closer." And she said, "Well, you should go home now and think about it. And don't be angry, because you learned something new. And you have a new name. Your name is Jumping Mouse." Jumping Mouse ran back to the world of mice, and he couldn't wait to tell everybody everything he had seen, the river and then the mountains. But nobody would even come near him. Nobody would listen to him because it was a beautiful sunny day like today, and he was soaking wet. And they thought, what happened to you? How is that even possible? And they were busy working. So eventually he just went back to work too. But he couldn't forget. He didn't forget the river. He didn't forget the mountains he had seen. And he thought, I want to see those mountains close up. So finally one day he left the world of mice and he went to the edge of the prairie and he looked out and he could see far in the distance where those mountains were. And he decided he wanted to get there. But he was afraid because flying over the prairie were the eagles. And he knew if an eagle saw him, it could catch him and eat him right up. And he didn't want that. So he watched for a while, and when there weren't a lot of eagles nearby, he saw there was a mound in the distance, and he ran as fast as he could. And he got to the mound. He made it, and he rested, breathing heavy. And all of a sudden he heard, that mound, it wasn't just a mound of earth at all. It was some big living being, and the mouse moved away a little bit and was scared. And the being said, who's there? And the mouse said, it is I, Jumping Mouse. Who are you? Oh, I am Buffalo, and I am ill. And the mouse thought, oh, if I could only help you. And the buffalo said, oh, nothing can help me. I've been told the only medicine that can help me is the eye of a mouse, but there's no such thing. Jumping Mouse said, but I'm a mouse, and I have 2 eyes. I could give you one. This is one of those magical parts of the story, right? And as soon as he said that, boom, Buffalo was whole, and Jumping Mouse now just had 1 eye, but he could still see. Buffalo said, how can I repay you for making me whole again and helping me? And Mouse said, well, I would like to get to the other side of the prairie, to where the mountains are. So Buffalo said, run underneath me. I will protect you from the eagles, and we will get to the edge of the prairie. So Mouse ran under Buffalo all the way to the edge of the prairie. And when they got there, Buffalo said, I must leave you now. There is a guide here. The guide's name is Wolf. You can find Wolf. Wolf will lead you to the pool of water at the bottom of the sacred mountains. So Mouse went off looking for Wolf, and sure enough found him. Wolf was sitting looking very confused. And Mouse said, are you the guide to the sacred mountains? Guide? Guide? Wolf just seemed confused the whole time, and Mouse thought, there's something wrong with that wolf. Mouse thought, well, my eye helped heal the buffalo. Maybe my other one would help heal the wolf. So he went up to Wolf and said, if it would help you to have my eye, I need a guide to the sacred mountains. I am happy to give it to you. Wolf, Wolf, Wolf. That's who I am, Wolf. And as soon as Mouse had said that, the same thing happened. Oh, comes a train in our story. That's not in the story with the mouse, is it? So Mouse now could not see. He'd given 1 eye to the buffalo and now 1 eye to Wolf. And as soon as Wolf had that eye, he knew who he was, and he wasn't confused anymore. And he told Mouse to climb up on his back, which Mouse did, and he walked him to the big pool of water that was at the base of the sacred mountains. And he left him there. And he said, I have to go now because I have to lead others to the sacred mountains. So now Mouse was all alone and scared and in a new place and had no eyes. So he couldn't see, but you know what? He could still hear. And he heard, well, I hope you can hear that over the train. He heard that sound that eagles make, and he thought, there's nothing I can do. And then, boom, the eagle hit, and Mouse thought, this is it. I'm done. But a few moments later, Mouse opened his eyes and was way up high and looking down and could see the lake in the sacred mountains and everything. And boy, was he surprised to be alive. And then he heard the voice of a friend. Oh, right down there in the water was our friend Sister Frog. And she called up and said, "Ha! You now can see out and see everything. You have grown so much and traveled so far. And you have a new name. It is Eagle." That is a funny story, isn't it? Before I do that, I want to show you the instruments I used today. Right? We used the drum. Whenever you heard that, that was the World of the Mice. And you guys know what this one is, right? So this is a rain stick, so I use that for the sound of the river. And we play this one a lot at school, right? There we go, the frog. It's called a frog rasp. Remember, anything with the bumps on it that we bring the stick over is a rasp. This is one of my favorites. Do you remember what animal I used this sound for? If you guessed buffalo, you got it right. And this is actually an actual rattle from the Cherokee Nation. So that's a nice one. And I think most of you got a chance to play this earlier this year. And the confused wolf, the vibra slap. We've used that at school too. And lastly, I think it's one of my favorite sounds. We use the little finger cymbals, or zills, to make that ringing sound for the eagles. Our next story is The Tree in the Wood. And this one has a part that you can sing along with me. All in the wood there grew a fine tree, the finest tree you ever did see. And the green grass grew all around, and the green grass grew all around. There's the tree in the wood. And on this tree there grew a fine bough, the finest bough you ever did see. Bough on the tree in the wood, and the green grass grew all around, and the green grass grew all around. Now that part's going to happen at the end every time, so you can sing that with me. And on this bough there grew a fine twig, the finest twig you ever did see. Twig on the bough, bough on the tree in the wood, and the green grass grew all around, and the green grass grew all around. And on this twig there stood a fine nest, the finest nest you ever did see. Nest on the twig on the bough, bough on the tree in the wood, and the green grass grew all around, and the green grass grew all around. And in this nest there sat a fine bird. It's a cardinal. We just had one come through the yard. The finest bird you ever did see. Bird on the nest on the twig on the bough, bough on the tree in the wood, and you should all know this part by now. And the green grass grew all around, and the green grass grew all around. And on this bird there grew a fine feather, the finest feather you ever did see. And the feather on the bird, and the bird on the nest, and the nest on the twig, and the twig on the bough, and the bough on the tree, and the tree in the wood. And the green grass grew all around, and the green grass grew all around. And of this feather was made a fine bed, the finest bed you ever did see. Bed from the feather, feather on the bird, bird on the nest, nest on the twig, twig on the bough, bough on the tree in the wood, and the green grass grew all around, and the green grass grew all around. And on this bed there slept a fine mother, the finest mother you ever did see. The mother on the bed from the feather, feather on the bird, bird in the nest, and the nest on the twig, and the twig on the bough on the tree, and the tree in the wood. And the green grass grew all around, and the green grass grew all around. And in the arms of this mother there slept a fine babe, the finest babe you ever did see. The babe in the arms, the mother on the bed from the feather on the bird in the nest on the twig on the bough, and the bough on the tree in the wood. And the green grass grew all around, and the green grass grew all around. And the babe grew up and became a fine boy, the finest boy you ever did see. and the boy from the babe, and the babe in the arms, and the mother on the bed, and the bed from the feather, and the feather on the bird, and the bird in the nest on the twig, and the twig on the bough, and the bough on the tree in the wood, and the green grass grew all around, and the green grass grew all around. And the boy put an acorn into the earth, the finest acorn you ever did see. And the acorn in the earth, and the boy from the babe, and the babe from the arms, and the mom in the bed, and the bed from the feather, and the feather on the bird, and the bird in the nest on the twig, and the twig on the bough, and the bough on the tree in the wood. And the green grass grew all around, and the green grass grew all around. And out of this acorn, you know what comes out of an acorn, right? There grew a fine tree. The finest tree you ever did see. Tree from the acorn, acorn in the earth, boy from the babe, babe in the arms, mother on the bed, bed from the feather, feather on the bird, bird in the nest on the twig, twig on the bough on the tree in the wood, and the green grass grew all around, and the green grass grew all around. And there he is, reading the same book we're reading, under the tree that grew from the acorn. All right, I have one last short little one. You guys know this one. It's a lot of fun. And this one has a part that you get to sing too. This one is called From Head to Toe, and it's by our friend Eric Carle. So I sing a first part, and then you get to sing I Can Do It. We haven't done this one since early in the fall, so see if you remember. It goes, I am a penguin and I can turn my head. Can you do it? And then you do it and say, I can do it. I am a giraffe and I can bend my neck. Can you do it? Your turn. I am a buffalo. That was in our other story. And I can raise my shoulders. Can you do it? And you sing, I can do it. I am a monkey and I can wave my arms. Can you do it? I can do it. I am a seal and I can clap my hands. Can you do it? I can do it. Oh, this is my favorite. I'm going to have to put the book down. I am a gorilla and I can thump my chest. Can you do it? I can do it. I am a cat and I can arch my back. Can you do it? I can do it. Oh, I am a crocodile and I can wriggle my hips. Can you do it? I can do it. Oh, I am a camel and I can bend my knees. She's doing it. Can you do it? I can do it. Oh, this is a bonus. If you guys know me from school, I always skip this page because I don't want anyone to kick anybody else. But you could do this at home if you're careful. I am a donkey and I can kick my legs. Can you do it? I can do it. I am an elephant and I can stomp my foot. Can you do it? I can do it. I am I and I can wiggle my toe. Can you do it? I can do it. Okay, that's it for today. We'll have more soon. Hope everybody's having a good week. See you soon. We'll just do a quick singing of the bye-bye song because it's time to sing the bye-bye song. We're gonna be back before long. Till then, be happy, well, and strong. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, big wave, so long. Happy trails, guard your trunks, watch your tails. So long, happy trails, guard your trunks, Watch your tails. Bye, everybody.